speech. So first of all, I just want to say a quick thank you to the Alvarados. It's been a joy. I don't know where they are. You're right there. Sorry. Thank you so much for last night. It was a beautiful party. It was a lot of fun. It's making this a lot harder, but thank you. I also want to say a huge thank you to my family, to my mother, my father, and my sister, because they really know how to throw a party. They really do. And honestly, this is my sister and my mother at their best. They do it properly. And you know, people don't really know this, but my dad is really the engine behind all of this. He works very well. But you know, my mother has brought us up to know one thing: that there is no amount of blood, sweat, and tears, and I really mean tears, that are not worth it for a really great party. It's a very important part of life, and she's made us understand that. A lot of pain, but it's worth it. So, first of all, this is the 11th speech of 2 nights. For those of you that missed them last night, there were 7 speeches. And because this is the 11th speech, I'm going to make it really, really long. There's really actually, in the weddings I've been to, there's nothing normal about a brother giving a speech for his sister, at least the ones I've been to, but there's nothing normal about my relationship with my sister. So, when Serena got engaged, everyone came up to me and said, "Congratulations." Right? And, you know, I was like, "Oh, haha, that's very funny, yes, I'm not marrying my sister." And then I realized that that's actually a custom here, which is very nice. But to all of you out there, and I know there's a lot of you out there that are really sad that I didn't marry my sister, I apologize. I tried very hard. Very hard, but I couldn't shake this one. It's good. So, Serena and I grew up together, and we grew up together in England, which is, as Americans in England, which is a strange experience. So we shared that environment. But apart from that, it was very different. So I, right out of the gates, I'm going to be honest, had a lot of friends. It was all very good. It was all very normal. My parents were happy. I was happy. The teachers were happy. It was good. Serena, on the other hand, wasn't really into the friend thing. And she spent a lot of time in her room, specifically on her own. But she was having a great time in there. And we had like a difficult time trying to break it to her that a diary is not really a good friend. It's not a real friend. In fact, it is a good friend, but it's not a real friend. But she was having so much fun with her diary for the first 10 or so years of her life that we just, you know, after a while we're like, okay, whatever. So, Serena was in there writing diaries, and I gotta tell you, she became an unbelievably prolific writer at a very, very young age. And when I say prolific, I really mean it. There are literally thousands of these things. They all have a different name. And one of the reasons why we built a 5,000 square foot basement up there is to house my sister's diary collection, as well as my mother's various shopping disorders. But it was great, you know, so she was up there writing and writing and writing, and they all end in the same way. And it's really quite heartbreaking. In a letter, a breakup letter, because each one of them had a different name. And their breakup letter And in the end, the last 5 pages was this heart-wrenching letter and tears all over the pages as she prepared to go on to the next narrative. And so Serena was up there in her room for the first 10 or so years, and you know, little did we know, with all this drama, this heartbreak, this adventure going on in there with her diary, and we didn't really know it. But anyway, so around about the age of 10, the hormones were obviously doing their thing. Serena was watching The Power of One with Stephen Dorff about 3 or 4 times a day. And, it was clear that she needed a little romance in her life. And so I happen to have developed a little bit of a problem with ADHD leading up to my 8 years of age. And so my parents talked to the teachers. They said, well, immediately send him to an old-fashioned English boarding school and try not to see him for a couple of years. And he'll be fine. And so I went off to boarding school, and but it was an all-boys boarding school, and so I took it upon myself to find my sister a man. Because as I said, she didn't get out much. She definitely wasn't meeting many guys. So there happened to be one other American guy at this school, and he was a real local hero. Everyone knew him. Hard to miss him. He was really like a huge character. Really great guy, and I was like, this is it. So Serena comes out one weekend when I'm playing rugby. I did actually used to play rugby. And she, across the field, she locks eyes with this guy. And when I mean it's love at first sight, it was love at first sight. It was crazy. So within a couple of hours of getting home, there's a letter under the door. Dear Juliet, ending your everlasting lover, Romeo. Okay? So this relationship went on for a long time, and it was a relationship of letters, and it was really incredible because everyone at the school in the dormitory would read out her letters, and then he would compose his letters, and he would dictate and someone else would write. So it became a huge, huge deal at the school. And the reason why I bring this up, this relationship specifically, is because this guy was truly charming. Right? He was truly romantic. And he was also, and Serena really never thought about this once, and it says an enormous amount about her. He was